I wanted to update my original review of the Quanum DIY goggles, which for the price I still think are brilliant. I haven't actually used them as goggles very much at all, really. Two reasons. The first is I find this lens frame really restricts the view, and also I can't get my eyes to focus comfortably through it. Also, the head strap with the receiver and bits on it, it just hangs, it doesn't hold to your face. So what I've done is I've got a GoPro mount fitted on the bottom, and I have the lens removed and I use it as a monitor on a tripod. So when I'm flying the Phantom, maybe doing some filming, it's a really nice sunshade. The screen is perfectly fine resolution for that, and it's really useful for that. However, the Quanum V2 set came yesterday, and I've just had a quick try with it, and it's a huge step up. The first thing is the hood, which is a really genius idea. It holds the foam halves together, so you don't need to glue them, which makes it really easy to take apart. It's got a head strap, an over strap and a round strap, and it's actually comfortable. It comes with neoprene strips that I use double-sided tape like this to fit, because I thought it'd be a lot easier than gluing, and I can easily reposition them if needed. The lens now comes in a proper plastic frame which clips together, so it curves the lens and you can change the lenses easily. The screen is bigger. It's a 5-inch screen where the old one was 4.3, and it's almost twice the resolution, so it's an 800 pixel width versus a 480 pixel width. So, and it really shows when you look, when you pop this on. I'll do a quick video in a minute comparing the screens, but it doesn't really do them justice. I've also got, my main goggles are the Fatshark Attitudes, and I also have a set of Fatshark Teleporters as a spare set for passenger rides. So I've just flown with the Nano QX. I've just done a flight with each of these goggles to compare them. So what I can say is, really, I think I'd split them in two, and that I would say the Teleporters and the V1 Quanums are similar in terms of the picture quality and the resolution. That I would say they are about the same level. Obviously the Teleporters you can wear as goggles, and they focus comfortably for my eyes, and they're light and they look neat. The Quanum I don't think is brilliant as a headset goggle without messing about. You can change lenses, you can make your own Fresnel lens. People have done all sorts of things, so I'm sure they're usable, but I would just run them with a wire to a tripod with your receiver and your batteries and everything on, because I think as it is, it's just too uncomfortable to wear like that. Then comparing these two, I would say that the picture quality is actually better on the Quanum V2s compared with my Attitudes. The screen area is bigger. On both you're actually sort of looking around in the screen, whereas with these two you're really just looking at the picture as if you're sat watching a telly across the room. Whereas these, it's more like being in the front row of the cinema, and you have to look around to see the whole screen, which is nice. On the Attitudes there's some blue tinging at the top and the bottom and the edges of the picture, and that's because it's got plastic optics. On the Quanum V2 the picture is perfect all the way to the edge, so if you ran an OSD and you want to read numbers from the edge, I think that's better. Whilst this neoprene sock is a huge improvement in comfort, and it means you can mount everything, it's still quite cumbersome to wear. I have got the neoprene straps, the strips top and bottom, and I can wear it, and I could wear it for a flight, but it's not brilliant. It's not that comfortable. I think if I was to use it, I would take off the receiver and the battery, and I would have them next to me and just wear the headset just to carry the screen itself and have a wire trailing. I think that'd be a lot more comfortable. The other thing is the wiring harness. It comes with a really clever set of wiring, including a little split harness to run your receiver as well as the goggles from one XT60 battery connector, which is a brilliant idea. The only problem is, as it comes, the power wire for the receiver is too short, given that the battery sits in a battery pocket here and the receiver sits in a receiver pocket here, which is perfect, and it allows the buttons and the screen to show through on the standard receivers. But the wire isn't long enough, so to actually use this, the wire would have to cut across your face, which isn't very sensible. So all I've just done is I've just cut the wire and added a little, probably a 2.5-inch extension, and then it's fine. But that's just silly. And they give you a spare. It's got 2 small plugs and a big plug for the screen. So they give you a spare one anyway. What they should do is just make the spare wire, the second wire, a few inches longer. I guess depending on where you mount things, maybe you could get away with this. But given that I'm using a battery in their battery pocket and the receiver in their receiver pocket, I think that's silly. But it's not a big deal. Also, as it comes, it has little bits of foam, which I call cheek spikes, which sit here and here, and I don't understand what they're for. All they did for me was to stick in my face. So it says in the instructions you can trim them off, but I can't imagine why you wouldn't trim them off, because they're literally just 2 little spiky bits of foam that just stick in your face. So I don't really understand what that's for. Right, well, I hope that's useful. I will just do a quick comparison of the screens, which I hope will show you the difference in the screen quality. But just based on my usage, it's a big jump forward. For the money, I mean, this is still you know, a quarter of the cost of the Fatshark goggles, and at that price, it's a fantastic deal. And I think everyone should have a set of these cheap Quanum goggles, just for spares or for passenger rides, or if you know kids walk up and want to have a look at what you're doing. It's a really great way for them to have a go without you risking them dropping your Fatshark goggles, which I don't think I'd be comfortable with. Hope that's useful. Okay, so this is the Quanum V1 screen. So this is 480 pixels wide. So this is the Quanum V2 screen, which is 800 pixels wide, and it's a 5-inch screen, so it's a noticeably larger screen. The picture looks much better.